Welcome back to Bashers and Basilius, everyone. Yet again, another tangent starting off this video. I am Brandon Wynn, joined by
Kalvin.
I had to make sure that I'm pointing the right direction on my own
You are.
screen
You're
too.
good. We should.
Uh,
We're very professional. We should figure this out before we start the video, but we don't.
Seriously. But we are continuing the paths of the Barbarian. I was about to say subclasses, but whatever. We are on the path of the Battlerager. Just as a disclaimer, this says currently it is only for dwarves, that might change in the future, kind of like the whatever the fuck you were talking about earlier.
Blade Singer. I don't think they're gonna change it because they would have to. But I mean, it's
Okay.
with the Blade Singer that does set a precedence.
Yeah,
Of
I've never used it
because
so
I feel like
whatever.
I feel like the Blade Singer is much more restrictive as far as capabilities for a non-elf to be able to learn how to do it.
So it does actually state, at least in what I'm reading, that the DM can lift the restriction to better suit the campaign. It only exists for the Forgotten Realms, may not apply to the DM's setting. So it's not like you couldn't just magically change it anyways. It's
Right.
just
Yeah, that's their arbitrary like you can, it's allowed, because
that's the
people are like,
point
well,
of D&D.
because some people, I'm one of those people, like, well, it doesn't say you can, and so be like, well, now it does say like like you are allowed to
You're
change
kind
this
of like a
restriction if you
rules
want.
lawyer.
Oh, I don't make the rules, I just lawyer them. Okay.
Dude, you've lawyered the fuck out of my game back when you were playing it a couple times.
I am a nuisance, I will not apologize for that.
Anyway, so we're going to get straight into the juicy bits, which doesn't seem like it's a lot. But, the meat and potatoes of this is us spending about 20 minutes talking about one specific thing. So,
It's true.
straight into the third level, you get something called Battlerager Armor. You gain the ability to use spiked armor as a weapon. What the fuck is spiked armor?
If you click the link, it tells you.
I figured as much. While you are wearing spiked armor and are raging, you can use a bonus action to make one melee weapon attack with your armor spikes against a target within 5 feet of you. The attack hits, the spikes deal 1d4 damage. You use your strength modifier for the attack and damage rolls. Additionally, when you use the attack action to grapple a target, the target takes 3 piercing damage if the grapple check succeeds. I just imagine Dark Souls 3 with that like thorn armor, whatever the hell it is.
So the problem you never read the R.A. Salvatore books. This is from the R.A. Salvatore books.
Nope.
So Wibbledorf Puent, arguably, I mean, I love R.A. Salvatore. He's a great author. I think his dwarves are the best written ever, because there's one that's like a druid, but he calls himself a doodad because he's kind of simple. No negative. He just vibes with nature, and he calls himself a doodad. That's just how he speaks. And then there's the guy that Thwibbledorf Puent is his name. I can't believe I remember his name, but essentially, it is like the most dude bro jock doing stupid shit while drunk. Prestige class or subclass ever. Their whole thing, like, he would train people, like newcomers, like new dwarves that want to learn how to do it. Like, he would have them in one of the books. He has them trying to headbutt charge through a steel door, or it's like, and then like they're doing it, and they're like, whoa, but then it's his turn, and like they don't know that behind the door like is like another like a solid piece of metal, so like they slide it out of the way. So when Thwibbledorf does it, he just slams right through it, and people are like, "Oh, you're so amazing!" Like they also drink. They drink a brew. It's like the Battlerager brew that essentially like makes them immune to poison, because it is so heinous of a drink that essentially their system is like, it's like we already have the most heinous poison in existence in our system. That is like nothing. Get the hell out of here. You're not allowed in the club, like, type of thing. And it's just, which means like in the books, there because of that he's immune to drow poison, which usually like puts you to sleep. And his whole thing is he literally just runs at groups of people that are enemies and just jumps at them, and then like grabs as many as he can, and then starts shaking.
That is a very weird.
He's a mobile blender. Like he's nasty. I love him.
Mobile suit blender.
Right? Yeah. Mobile suit Gundam suit blender. Mobile Gundam suit blender. Anyway, that's the background since you didn't know and maybe the people watching didn't know. But that's
is that like the author of
Dritz novels? Yeah. That's
okay, so I started the first book.
Those are the books that Puente is introduced in.
Interesting.
Oh yeah, Puente.
I have the first 3 Dritz novels. I got to read them. I just
first 3 as in chronological or release?
It says book 1, 2, and 3. That's all it says.
That because technically the first. Anyway, we're gonna tangent the hell out of this, but that's where I think Puente is introduced in the second official trilogy, because there's the original trilogy, which is when Dritz is already at in the spine of the world, 10 towns, and then he's already befriended Brunor and all of them, and then stuff happens. It's technically a prequel because it came out after the original trilogy occurred, but it's when Dritz is born to when he his escape from the Underdark and his family to the surface world, and then eventually gets to the spine of the world.
I think that's what I have.
It's a great series. But that's I
literally have yet to see
like that's the initial trilogy. Like that's the prequel trilogy, and then there's the original trilogy, and then I think Puente is introduced in the second trilogy, or there might be 4 books in it. Anyway, continue with the class now. That I've tangent.
I mean, are we good on the 3rd level ability? Or
I mean, grappling isn't as big of a thing anymore. Like this,
in my opinion, is really only
this whole subclass is underwhelming. Kind of more underwhelming. Because I've looked at it before, and in concept it's nifty, but it's actually like very, it's just a nifty like, hey, this thing.
This works really well, in my opinion, against things that are like the same size or smaller, like things that you could theoretically overpower pretty easily. Things that you're trying to grapple that are larger than you that already have advantage against these types of checks. It's like
I mean, if you have the barroom brawler feat or whatever. There's the one where like if you hit somebody you can automatically grapple as a bonus action or something like that. So
don't know the feat correctly if that's if it is Tavern Brawler.
I think Tavern Brawler is or maybe it might be just Grappler, but yeah, like it's great if you have the feat that allows you to like punch somebody and then grapple them, then this is great. But yeah, I mean it's not terrible. And the spiked armor, for the record, it's a medium armor. 14 plus dex modifier, max 2, disadvantage on stealth checks, 45 pounds, 75 gold pieces. So which means you're not getting your defensive ability as a barbarian. So should be a fighter, honestly. It should be a fighter subclass more than a barbarian, but it is what it is.
I don't know, man. At 6th level, you get Reckless Abandon. When you choose to use Reckless Attack while raging, you also gain temporary hit points equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum of 1. They vanish if any of them are left when your rage ends. So technically, you could just have.
Well, I mean, if you're playing a barbarian properly, in my humble opinion, you're recklessly attacking every turn. You like we've stated, you have the hit points. That's your job. And there's no reason to not recklessly attack, because getting advantage on every swing doesn't hurt. So this is good. I like this because this is a nice kind of buffer to that. I'm recklessly attacking. And so if you're fighting something, you're like, okay, I'm going to recklessly swing at you. And then I gain 3, 4, 10, 5, up to 5 temporary hit points. So it's every turn, and then things are going to hit you. And so it kind of increases your tank ability, essentially.
No, I completely agree. It's actually this is one of those like nothing but positive ones because like you're gaining a bit in a benefit to reckless attacking that, like you said, it buffers the amount of damage that you can take, and this is every time you use reckless attack too, and
Right.
it doesn't have a short or long rest
Right.
cool
So,
off. So,
so every, I mean, the limit is the rages. So while
yeah,
you're raging,
but
so
at the end you can do it infinitely.
right,
So
and it doesn't use an action, it or a bonus action. It's just if then. So I do like this because, like I said, it increases your tank ability. And once it does not specify that you have to be wearing your specific Battle Rager armor.
yeah,
That's I think that's the thing that I kind of dislike about the Battle Rager armor ability is that, like, if you don't wear the armor, then, like, if you're not wearing the armor, then ability 1 and 4 don't activate. So it's kind of a negative. But
yeah, because the fourth ability literally has spiked in the name. Uh, But continuing on, excuse me, at 10th level, you get Battle Rager Charge. You can take the dash action as a bonus action while you are raging, and that is literally it. Personally, I just think I'm like, wow, everyone's trying to have like some sort of rogue-esque type of thing where you can just use bonus action to dash, hide, those similar things. But in my opinion, these at least it makes sense in this case, rather than just throwing it in there randomly. Because,
well, see, well, first off, it really depends on which class was created first. But because monks also can dash as a bonus action, they have to use a key point for it, but they can do it. So,
I
um,
wasn't even mentioning that, or
and
for I
and and
forgot.
and the dashing as a bonus action, I mean, goblins can do it. So it's not, yeah, it is, and it's also the whatever the ability is called for rogues. It's not just dashing; it's also you can hide and pickpocket, I think, as a bonus action. So it's almost everybody uses it as a bonus action to dash because you,
Dodge. It's a bonus action dash,
oh,
dodge,
dodge and
and
disengage. I think
disengage.
I
Yeah.
think disengage, dodge,
Disengage
dive,
well.
duck, and
Might not be dodge. I think we'll get
it's
into it
at
when we
least
get.
stealth and dash.
Yeah. I
Um,
think it's disengage. Now that I think about it.
yeah, disengage. I might be thinking about thief. I think they get a thing that allows them to pickpocket as a bonus action. Um, I once again, it's not terrible, but I mean, if
Very
it
underwhelming for a 10th
it
level
gives.
ability.
Here's the thing, though, it gives the barbarian something to do with their bonus action. There are a lot of classes that don't get anything for bonus actions. Like you're talking about, like everybody wants to be like a rogue. Be like, yeah, because like wizards have very little bonus action spells. So my
That
wizard
is
goes
true.
like magic missile, I move. That's my turn because I literally have nothing I can use as a bonus action.
Yeah.
I have
There's
to
not a
like
lot
I
that.
have to like maintain some of them, some spells, or can you like have my undead attack as a bonus action or whatever, but like they don't have a lot as far as bonus action. So I think giving you, and then you're a barbarian, so at this point your movement speed is 10 higher, so you have a 35-40 depending on what your base race is. If you're a dwarf, then I think it's to 40 now, but like so you can move and then dash. And this is a good combination if you have because I think there's um one of the feats that allows you, if you dash as a bonus action, or if you dash as a standard action, you can attack as a bonus action. So it's different, but it's one of those things that you can move 40 feet and then dash 40 feet, and then now you still have your normal action instead of double moving, and then now you have a bonus action you can't use. Like it gives them a little bit of something. It's not it's not the best ability in the world, but I don't think it's bad either. I think it's okay. I think it's middle of the road because it gives them at least something to do.
Oh no, I agree. But personally, it's like I feel like Reckless Abandon and Battle Charger could have been switched at that point to make it seem a little bit better. But to be fair, we have also like seen in the Barbarians like level 10 class features that they've been getting is just like pretty subpar.
I can
And
cast a spell, or I could do this thing. Like some of them, like
yeah,
so they're not
it's like
they're level
neat things
they're level
that
yeah their level 10 abilities are usually kind of middle of the road anyway. They're not anything super amazing. for the most part.
At 14th level, like he was saying, this is the fourth ability. It is called Spiked Retribution. When a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, the attacker takes 3 piercing damage if you are raging, aren't incapacitated, and are wearing spiked armor. Because that isn't specific.
Yeah, I mean, you have to be raging. You have to be. You can't. Well, it's, if they're like, oh, but what if I'm incapacitated? If they try to attack me, then they still type of thing. And the best part is, I like that it's not a reaction. So I mean, it's only 3 points of damage, so it's really kind of underwhelming as far as overall damage for level 14 power.
Yeah, I was gonna say level 14. That's very low.
I also just kind of wish that, because I think it was spiked full point where it's spiked full plate. So like it would be better if they went just the full route and was like, no, spiked full plate. Because then at least you could, if you have the feat where heavy armor mastery or whatever, where it's you reduce all damage by 3, all bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks by 3. So at this point, it's like if you're getting hit by something, it's, I don't know, it's maybe 3 is where they kind of reached, where they're like, it's not too broken, it's not too under, it's not like, oh, 1 damage is nothing, 5 damage is too much. Like they're like, all right, 3 damage. It's like the Holy Hand Grenade of Anti-Knock. It's 3. Not, can't be set at 2, can't be set at 4. You have to throw it at 3. I mean, if you're in there, you're in the shit. You're getting hit. Stuff's getting hit back. So it's nice that I like, the best part of this is that it isn't a it's not a reaction. So it's not like that would ruin this ability. This ability would be garbage if it was a reaction. Like, cool, you hit me, I punch you, take 3.
Yeah.
And arguably, if it's because it's, the damage is on your armor. So if you have enchanted armor, if you have like +1 armor, the damage doesn't go up, but it's technically magical. So I think the great thing is, you run in, you grapple somebody, and then you're just punching the hell out of them, and then they're punching the hell out of you back, but then they're punching you, and they're like, fuck, ow, stop. Why am I punching the spikes?
Why am I even bothering this urge?
It's like punching a porcupine. It's a terrible idea. So yeah, I think once, like I said, this whole subclass is kind of underwhelming. It could be beefed up a lot to make it better.
I agree.
But I think they were just going for, like, even it says it feels a particular niche in Dwarven society and culture. I think they just wanted to go for the niche subclass because it's nifty. I think they just kind of slapped it together and threw it in the book. So I don't think they put a whole lot of thought behind it, which is kind of a negative. Because I would beef up some of this.
No, I completely understand that, because I personally would like to try, but also I tend to, like, last time I tried making a feat, I inadvertently broke a character, so I'm like, I'm done doing that.
I inadvertently broke Curtis's game, sort of, because I created the brute strength feat, and the big thing is that it allows you to wield a heavy weapon one-handed. So you can use
like that.
So you can use a polearm. The idea was, polearm shield. But then he gave us a dire cleaver, which is a weapon for a large size, like a normal weapon for a large size creature. But because Marty has the brute strength feat, he's like, technically you can wield it 2-handed in your normal medium sized form, which he wasn't anticipating. He was expecting, I think, probably having to shrink it down or something. But I got to keep it as is, and he's like it's not broken, but he's like, well, shit. Okay, well,
got this big ass fucking sword.
It's what he gets for throwing that bullshit encounter at us. Anyway, so that's that class, subclass.
That's the Battlerager.
I mean, like I said, overall, it's underwhelming. I mean, it's kind of like the Berserker, in my opinion. Like, it's just, I think they just, like I said, they just slapped it together. They didn't know. I think the 3 damage is based on, because it does 1d4 piercing. So I think that's like the average of a d4 is, I think, a 3. So I think that's what they just took, the average of what your spikes would be doing for damage.
Yeah, it's guaranteed.
It'd be nice if you could upgrade the damage, because I mean, you're a barbarian and you're hitting for a d4. with your bonus action. Like that's, I mean, yeah, you get to add your barbarian damage to it, but I don't know. It's not quite the damage output that like even a berserker gets. So
Yeah. So continuing on to the next primal path, you're on the path of the beast. So there's a origin of the beast table, which I've never honestly seen this. So I want to get into it. So rolling a d4 on a 1, your origin is one of your parents is a lycanthrope and you've inherited some of their curse, which honestly must fucking suck. On a 2, you're descended from an arch druid and inherited the ability to partially change shape. I mean, that's kind of cool. 3, a face spirited gifted you with the ability to adopt a different bestial aspects. And 4, an ancient animal spirit dwells within you, allowing you to walk this path. I mean, 2, 3, and 4 sound pretty cool. 1 just seems like more like you're just inadvertently cursed from it in certain areas.
well, it does say some of the curse, so it's kind of the lackadaisical. Be like, you're kind of beefy, you're kind of werewolfy.
You get to choose.
You're a here or there wolf. That's my most ridiculous joke yet. You're their wolf instead of a werewolf.
They're over there.
Their wolf, their castle. Anyway, continue.
It's like it's funny, but it's stupid, and I'm trying to figure out which one do I want to show more.
It could be both. It could be both.
To.
It's
it's both. It is both. That's the
both.
issue. It's like I'm smiling, but it's like I'm also like, damn it, it's stupid.
I'm not just angry. I'm also disappointed. But no.
Form of the beast. Starting when you choose this at 3rd level, when you enter your rage, you can transform, revealing the bestial power within you. Till the rage ends, you manifest a natural weapon. It counts as a simple melee weapon for you, and you add your strength modifier to the attack and damage rolls when you attack with it, as normal. You choose a weapon's form each time you rage. Oh, so that's actually really cool, is that you get to change it every time you rage.
Yeah.
The bite. Your mouth transforms into a bestial muzzle or great mandibles, your choice. I can only think about a fucking spider now. That's terrifying. It deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit. Once on each of your turns, when you damage a creature with its bite, you regain a number of hit points equal to your proficiency bonus, provided you have less than half your hit points when you hit. That's actually really fucking good. Claws. Each of your hands transform into claws, which you can use as weapons if it's empty. It deals 1d6 slashing damage on a hit. Once on each of your turns, when you attack with the claw using the attack action, you can make an additional claw attack as part of the same action. So it's like, is that saying like it's kind of like a free attack?
Or yeah, essentially. So if you're attacking with if you have one attack at 3rd level, so if you attack with a claw as your attack action, you get a second attack. It doesn't.
Okay, I wanted to make sure,
and it's not your. Yeah, no, yeah. So it's just.
It's just a free attack.
Yeah, it's just a free extra attack, which for D6 is it is what it is. It's not terrible.
The tail. You grow a long, lashing, spiny tail, which deals 1d8 piercing damage on a hit and has a reach property. If a creature you can see within 10 feet of you hits you with an attack roll, you can use your reaction to swipe your tail and roll a d8, applying a bonus to your AC equal to the number rolled, potentially causing the attack to miss you. Dude, if you have a really high AC and you use this, that is fucking impressive.
Yeah.
And it's not even halved. It's just a straight 1d8.
Right. Yeah, but it's also your reaction. So it's not and I think it's only that attack roll. So it's not like
you get to choose.
Yeah, it's not like shield, which increases your AC for the whole until your next turn. It's
just that one.
It's just that one attack. But yeah,
it's still pretty interesting in my opinion for a 3rd level.
The bite is real good.
You get to regain hit points equal to the damage dealt.
and it doesn't specify, it is, equal to your proficiency bonus, so max 6, starting at 2. So you're doing a D8 of piercing, and then you also regain hit points only if you're at under half hit points. But that, once again, as we established, kind of with the Battlerager thing, like this increases your be there in the front and stay up. Like if the wait a minute, holy shit. Keep discussing. I might have just figured out a new nasty thing.
Oh, okay. Pretty much, like, in my opinion, being able to just bite someone and then just continuously replenish your HP, even though it's like getting taken away, it definitely helps. Being able to stay in the fight, like you were saying, and you're laughing about something, not me.
Okay.
Either it's broken or it's fucked.
I've established that probably one of my new favorite feats is Remarkable Recovery, or one of my favorite feats. I think it was on the list. It's from Tal'Dorei Campaign Resetting Reborn. Increase your con by 1. Great for Barbarian. When you successfully stabilize while dying, you regain hit points equal to your Constitution modifier. Broken with the periaptive wound closure because it automatically stabilizes you, which means you stabilize and then heal your con modifier. So you're back at 3-4 hit points at the start of your turn. Whenever you regain hit points as a result of a spell, potion, or class feature, you regain additional hit points equal to your Constitution modifier. Wow. So you could be, if you have a good con and you're biting stuff, that really keeps you in the fight. That combination really keeps you in the fight because you're biting, and then instead of regaining 3, 4, you're regaining 6, 7, 8. Like that means it caps out. You're regaining 11 hit points. So you get your shit rocked. You're down in the real low, or as we established, you get dropped on your turn. Periaptive wound closure stabilizes you. Feet gets you back up to 3, 4 hit points, whatever. And then you stand up, half your move action. You rage as your bonus action. Theoretically, something's still in there in your face. You go chomp, chomp. You you recklessly attack. You chomp, chomp, and then now you're regaining 5, 6, 7 hit points per hit. They're like, cool. Now I have 20 hit points, and I'm standing, and I'm raging. Like it's
the resistance and the health. Everything is going really well as long as they don't just realize that you're consistently doing that and just beat you while you're down.
Right. So that's the bite. I mean, bite is strong as is. It's good. It's great as is. It doesn't need any boost. But with that feat, nasty. Claws are good because that's an extra swing on your turn. It's a little underwhelming that it's only a D6 because you're a barbarian. You could be doing D12. But you're also taking into effect. You're adding your rage damage to it. So that's an extra 2, 3, 4 points of damage. So it's not a D6 plus 5 or plus 7 if strength is 5 and then rage bonuses. It's D6 plus 7 2 times. So, and then, I mean, it doesn't say that you can't use technically each of your hands turn into a claw. So theoretically, you could use your claw as a bonus action. So
yeah,
it's a light weapon. It could be argued either way. I would allow it.
I would too.
Because it's not just one claw. It's both hands. So now you have a light weapon in both hands. Technically, there's nothing lighter than your hands as far as so that's really good offensively. Bite is really good offensively, but also keeping you in the fight. Tail is good. It's solid damage. Reach property is not to be underappreciated. Being able to swing at something 10 feet away from you. If somebody's, if something happens, the fighter's in the way, the rogue's in the way, somebody there's the wizard. We love the wizard being in the way. You're like, cool, I'm just going to smack around the wizard and hit you with my tail anyway. Like, you're like, what shit? What the fuck? Especially if you have that the grapple thing. So you just like smack him with your tail and grapple him and then just kind of pull him to you and be like, what's up, fucker? Get over here. And then like being able to, as a reaction, being able to add an extra D8 to your armor class as a barbarian, that's great. Because I mean, yeah, you should have theoretically an okay armor class because you should have a decent dex and con, and you have the hit points and the resistance. But if you can make it so that you don't get hit, and once again, it's a reaction, so it's not once per short long rest. It's effectively every turn. If somebody's going to hit you, why not use it? So it could be, even if it only helps once, that's one less hit you took in a fight. Which, depending on the hit, I mean, so.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that this, in my opinion, starts off pretty good for level 3.
No, I
like this so far.
Yeah, this is a solid 6 or a 7. I'm out of 10. Nothing super ridiculously powerful in and of itself, but
it's pretty good for what it is so far.
Balanced. It feels pretty balanced. So yeah, I like it.
Mainly when you're starting at low levels in like 6, 7. Excuse me. Like mainly with that magic item you're talking about, getting 6, 7, 8 hit points really matters at that point. At 6th level, you get Bestial Soul. The feral power within you increases, causing the natural weapons of your form of the beast to count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage. You can also alter your form to help you adapt to your surroundings. When you finish a short or long rest, choose one of the following benefits, which lasts until you finish a short or long rest. 1, you can gain a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and you can breathe underwater. 2, you gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed, and you can climb difficult surfaces, including upside down on ceilings without needing to make an ability check. So kind of like spider climb.
Yeah.
And 3, when you jump, you can make a strength athletics check, extend your jump by a number of feet equal to the check's total. You can make this special check only once per turn. Now, third one obviously requires your DM to like really focus on like the jumping aspect of things, which I have never. But 1 and 2 are pretty good, and I like the ability to have a swim speed and breathe underwater in the event that ever happens. And then, dude, pretty much a fucking free spider climb ability whenever you finish a short or long rest.
You got to pick one of them. That's the balancing thing of it. You got to pick one. But like we were discussing the Storm Herald one, like this is kind of the thing. Like, you're out on the ocean, cool. You need swim speed and breathe underwater. You're climbing a mountain. I can climb the mountain. Like, this is great because there are plenty of races that don't get anything, like don't get any special movements. So
and I was
like, just to be at Tabaxi and be like, cool, I already have a climb speed. And notice it says equal to your walking speed, which means it's equal to your walking speed after your level 5 speed boost.
Yeah.
So if it's a 40-foot movement, then you have a 40-foot swim speed or a 40-foot climb speed. Probably they probably didn't give you a fly speed because that would be nasty.
And imagine you take like mobile on top of this, so you get an extra 10. So like, dude, it'd be pretty beefy.
But I mean, yeah, like the jump.
You just got to get someone who can work with that. Honestly,
I'm not super familiar about the jump checks, because I think how many you increase it by depends on how, like, because vertical versus horizontal. Because I assume this is horizontal, not vertical. Because that means you're able to, if especially once you reach like level 18, where any strength related check you make is automatically equal to your strength modifier as a roll. So theoretically at 18, you're like, cool, I make a jump check, I automatically rolled a dirty 20 effectively. Or technically it's a nat 20, but not nat 20. Like, I have a 20 plus my athletics check on the roll. So I have a 30, 31 or whatever, let's say.
Yeah.
Cool. I jumped 31 feet into the air. You're like, it's like a lion. Have you seen that? There's that thing, like, lions can jump 30 or 40 feet. It's like yeah, it's horizontal, not vertical, just because it's like a lion. It's like right. It's a lion like jumping 30 feet in the air. You're like, holy Jesus! No, they're the king of the jungle.
I remember that.
I mean, that's once again. I mean, how useful is the swim speed in the desert?
Yeah.
How useful is climb speed in the desert? Like there are places where the first two are going to be useless. So if you know, I would say like the third one, like first one solid, second one solid, third one situationally good, but incredible in the situations where you want it.
Oh yeah, it is peak performance when you need it to be used.
You're like that's a 60-foot jump. You're like, cool, I got it. You're like, are you fucking kidding me? You're like, because if you're raging, then you have advantage on all strength checks. So you're like,
Yeah.
cool, I got advantage. You just leap.
And he's on the other side.
Right.
How everyone else is going to get over, that's a question for later.
And
But
then
he's a
well, it's or especially if you're also a Shatterkai because they get their bonus action teleport 30 feet or Eladrin, but I don't care about them as much. So you're like, cool. I run, I jump because you can jump. You can technically, if you pass the check, you jump your movement speed. So you jump 40 feet plus the actual check. So yeah, you could be jumping upwards of. I mean, at 6th level, that's 5 strength plus 3. So you could be jumping 68. Oh, just one shy of being nice. If somebody rolls a nat 20, I would give them the extra foot.
hell yeah.
I'm like, you jumped 69 feet because I'm nice. But then you're like,
Actually,
cool.
a loving person.
Right, exactly. It's reciprocal. Um, but and then you bonus action, you teleport another 30 feet. You just 99 feet. There, you got 99 feet and enemy, and now you're the problem. Is essentially because somebody's like they can't get over here, and then you're like bet, and
Yeah,
then
9 feet and it's going to change one.
right. And then I'd be like, all right, with gravity, I'm like, cool. And like, hopefully, if you're a Tabaxi, you're like you're like he missed, and then you're like, I'm here, motherfuckers. Like, I'm
It's
good.
like he's climbing. This is not what we expected.
We are gonna. I know you don't get the extra 30 feet, but arguably, you get the double movement. Anyway, no, yeah, the jump ability is situationally incredible. Jumping from ship to ship combat, jumping rooftop to rooftop, like there's going to be a situation where this is pivotal. I guarantee it.
Oh, dude, yeah. Mainly when it's like the entire thing is to like specialize on this ability,
Right.
definitely would be good.
Because you're like, we're not in a city, so I don't feel like I need a swim speed, and I don't feel like I need a climb speed. So I'll just go with the jump,
Just do
just in
some
case,
TMNT like
in
rooftop runner.
just in case it comes up. It I might need it, and then you're like, he's jumping. It's like you're like Spider-Man. You're running around the city jumping. That's what I. When the original Spider-Man in 2002 came out, the Sun Journal here in Lewiston came to Zimmy's, the comic store that I lived at, effectively. They're like they asked everybody, like, mind you, this is 2002, so I was like 15. They're like, or might have been 14. Like, if you had Spider-Man's powers, what would you do? And I was like, some people were like, oh, I would become a hero. Some people were like, oh, I'd become a villain. And they're like, I was like, I would run around the city jumping. Because, like, do you understand how much fun that would be? Just be like, whee!
You have
Whee!
pretty much zero repercussions.
Whee! Like, it'd be a lot of fun to just, like, I mean, I would not, I would do heroic stuff. I would be a hero. But I was like, I would just, that extra angle of motion, I'm like, this is fun. And then swinging would be fun. But, like, just the whee! Like, I stand by that. 20 years later, I stand by it. I still or jump by it, whichever. Anyway, that's what this is. That's like you just jump, you run, you jump like a motherfucker. Like you're a kangaroo.
You got hops.
Yep.
At 10th level, you get Infectious Fury. When you hit a target with your natural weapons while you are raging, the beast within you can curse your target with rabid fury. The target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, DC equal to 8 plus your constitution modifier, plus your proficiency bonus, or suffer one of the following, which is your choice. The first one is the target must use its reaction to make a melee weapon attack against another creature of your choice that you can see. Or the target takes 2d12 psychic damage. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus, and you gain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. This is probably one of the best level 10 abilities I have actually seen.
Yeah.
That actually is utility other than just something that like just adds something because it, like a spell just
Right. This is this is something very tactical. You're fighting some giants. You hit one giant, you make the giant hit the other giant. It's kind of like the Blood Hunter. They have one where you can make somebody hit somebody else. Like
blood curse of the fallen puppet.
Yes, I think that's the one. Like, it's when an enemy is hitting you really hard, it's really nice when you could make them hit one of their allies really hard too. Like it's just like, share the love, bro. Share the love. Well, like he wants to get hit in the face by you too. Don't look at him. Look at his face. It's very hittable. So or 2d12 psychic damage. I mean, there's a saving throw, and like you said, con should be arguably your second, maybe third highest stat as a barbarian, because you're a pure combat class. So I mean, at 10th level, I think you're at 4 now, 4 proficiency maybe. I think you get 4, maybe it's 11. I don't remember. I don't know the actual list, but I mean that's at least, that's like a 16 on a wisdom save. And if you're fighting something that hits hard enough to justify using this ability, like I said, like a giant. You're fighting a fire giant, you're like, cool, now hit your friend. Or you use it, take 2d12 psychic damage. Like, that's like almost nothing resists psychic damage. Like, shit hurts. I mean, it's 2d12. Like, it's, so.
Just imagine you're just like fighting someone and then you just have a serious migraine in the middle of the battle. Like that's
Right.
pretty much what I imagine the psychic damage would be. It's just ow. Just pain.
I mean, it's a great ability. It's nice that you get, it's more than one use out of it, unlike the Path of the Zealot level 10 ability, if I remember correctly. Like it's this is a solid ability. Because I mean, worst case they pass all 4 saves, and you're like, cool. That it sucks, but
yes,
I still, I mean, arguably, you still have to hit them. So you hit that person 4 times. So really, like, they took 4 hits from you. Like that's worst case. They took 4 hits from you and nothing else. Yeah. Best case, they took 4 hits and an additional 8d12 psychic damage, or punch the fuck out of their best friend. Either way, it's a win.
Punch the fuck out of their best friend. Right? Hey, Jerry, your face sucks.
Your face sucks. It's very punchable.
It's not my fault. Needs to be rearranged.
Hey, I like your face, guy. Give this man a cookie.
I'm gonna bake it into a cake. Then I'm gonna put the cake in your face.
In your face. Very punchable face. But no, yeah. I would say, as far as all of the abilities, like this feels it. I like it, but it does feel like a little bit of a dip. Not a huge dip, but a little bit. Like it's a noticeable dip. It's a noticeable dip, but otherwise, like not terrible dip. Just like a little, like a 5-point dip out of 100. Like it's you notice it, but not terrible.
No, I get that.
But yeah, like I said, it's still, there's still no negatives to it. So, and that's really the best thing. No.
It's really good for that reason, is that it doesn't have a negative to it.
Maybe getting one extra, like during a short rest, getting 1 use back. That would be the only, because I'm like, cool, I use this 4 times and they save all 4 times, and now I have no use out of it. Like I mean, that sucks, but like, maybe get a short. Maybe get another one, kind of like certain classes get ability, like one back during a short rest.
Like what wizards? That wizard, I think it is, that they get that spell slot recovery
Right.
of like one spell or some shit. Arcane recovery.
Well, they get one spell slot equal to half their wizard level.
Yeah.
Um,
At 14th level, they get Call the Hunt. That makes me think of The Witcher. The beast within you grows so powerful that you can spread its ferocity to others and gain resilience from them joining your hunt. When you enter your rage, you can choose a number of other willing creatures you can see within 30 feet of you, equal to your Constitution modifier, minimum of 1. Gain 5 temporary hit points for each creature that accepts this feature. Until the rage ends, the chosen creatures can use the following benefits once on each of their turns when the creature hits. Oh, this one didn't have the same like dots.
mm-hmm.
The first one, when the creature hits a target with an attack roll and deals damage to it, the creature can roll a d6 and gain a bonus to the damage equal to your number rolled.
Yeah, so when they hit, they do an extra d6 of damage.
Okay, so I completely just misread that. I thought there was multiple abilities.
There are. You gain temporary hit points equal for each creature that accepts this until the rage ends. The chosen creatures. So you gain temporary hit points. All of your friends do an extra d6 of damage.
I thought there was more
once on their turn. Once it does specify once on their turn.
Yeah, but I thought there was multiple they could choose, is what I thought it was.
Oh no, I originally thought it was both. I was like, well, that's fucking nasty. But yeah, you gaining 5. I mean, yeah, this is. I mean, it's limited to proficiency modifier, which is valid because you're like because at level 20 you're like I rage. We all get bonuses every time I rage. Like, why would you pick any? Like, I would be like, I'm gonna just get to 20 with this class, and then now every time I rage, everybody gains like 20, 25 temporary hit points.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, which it's a solid amount of hit points.
Yeah. And the fact that, you get to, you have to wait a long rest to regain all expended uses, but I think that's pretty valid for the fact that you can absolutely abuse pretty much having 25.
Well, yeah, right. Yeah, if it's a party of 4, well, it's each other creature. So if you're party of 4, then you gain 15 temporary hit points because 3 other creatures accept it. It'd be funny if enemies did. Like the enemies like, can I be angry too? Like, yeah, sure. It's 5 extra temp hit points. And they do an extra d6 once per turn. Like that's. So I mean, that's
just work. Let's attack them.
That's. I mean, at 14, that's probably at the 5 proficiency modifier. Like I said, I'm terrible at the modifier. I can just go back a page or two.
No, you're completely fine.
Oops. 14 is plus 5. Oh yeah, you get your 4 at 10. So yeah, you're 5. So for 50, because it's rage lasts a minute, which is 10 rounds. So it's 50 rounds worth of. So that's 50 d6 per ally. So that's up 3 allies. So that's 150 d6 additional damage.
Wow.
If you go through the whole rage, I mean maximum, but and that's assuming that it's only a party of 3. If it's a party of 4, if it's a party of 5, then that's more. I mean that's 200 d6. That's 200 d6 damage.
Pardon me.
It's a really this is a capstone ability. Like I've said, like there have been some capstone abilities that are good, but this is a capstone ability. This feels like a capstone ability.
This is definitely rewarding you for doing really great.
This is like this. Yeah, this rewards you for being this, and this is a really strong subclass.
Oh, I agree.
I said overall, like 8. I would like an 8 probably. I don't want to. I mean, maybe even a 9. I don't like it's. It's strong. It's real strong. Like
yeah. Like all the abilities were definitely above a 5. Some of them like had their little bits where it's like, okay, yeah, that's cool. But this is like very, very good in my opinion.
Yeah, like the level 6 ability is not out of the park good, but like
Still
it's
pretty
not
decent.
bad. They're not bad. And like it's the ability to change them during a short rest
Yeah,
or
that's
a long
that's a
rest.
really
So
good
you're
addition.
like, cool. You're like, oh, we're about to like, oh, there's this. We have to swim through this thing. I'm like, all right, give me an hour to grow some gills or something. Like, um, like hold on, we have to jump, 90 million feet. Like, okay, cool. Give me an hour. I gotta like stretch out my legs, and then they just transform into kangaroo legs. Everybody's like, "That's not how any of this works." You know that, right? Like, shut up,
Magic is bullshit.
magic. um, yeah, Call of Hunt is fucking strong. You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
it is.
boom. I mean, the only way to make it stronger is like if you gained. It's not just good for you. I like it because it's not just good for you. It's good for you because you gain 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 temporary hit points, depending on, max of 25. Well, no, 20 it could be 35. If you have a big enough party and maxed out your constitution, you could have 35 10 hit points, right out the gate. And then all your allies, like it's this could be broken. Like I think the only thing that makes it not broken is the fact that it's not like every turn for the 10 hit points. You're not gaining those 10 hit points every turn.
Yeah,
It's just boom, you rage. Everybody who accepts, who wouldn't accept. There's no negative. It's not like you're raging, you can't cast spells. You're like, the wizard's like, I can still cast spells. Stop it.
yeah.
Pop filter. Um, Starting shit again. Like, there's no negative to this. None whatsoever. Like, they limited it. The only thing that limits it is the fact that it's once on each of their turns. If it's every time they swung, you're like, they'd be like, cool, barbarian fighter, cool, have fun, fighter. Now go. And the fighter's like, you got it, fam. And they're like, bleh! And they swing 16 times with an extra d6 each time. Like this would be really good with a rune knight fighter, because when they embiggen themselves,
Yeah.
they do an extra d6 per turn as well. So like it's just stacking on the damage. And a hunter, or not a hunter, sorry, a ranger. They're doing, they got their hunter's mark, so they're doing like it's this. Yeah, this is a great ability. This is top tier
I
ability.
completely agree. It's a really, really strong ability and a really good class or subclass. I really enjoy it. Uh, Starting the next and I believe the last barbarian path.
Yeah,
So far, anyways, we are on Path of the Wild Magic, which I have not seen anything of, and this is other than the fact that we started discussing this again recently of doing these. I
yeah.
had no idea this existed. So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, at third level, you gain magic awareness, which you would figure that most people understand what magic at least is, or know what magic is. Uh, when you choose this path at third level, as an action, you can open your awareness to the presence of concentrated magic. Till the end of your turn, you know the location of any spell or magic item within 60 feet of you that isn't behind total cover. When you sense a spell, you learn what school of magic it belongs to. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest.
You get detect magic at
Yeah,
proficiency times per day.
that's what I was pretty
It's
much
not
thinking.
terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great. It's
Yeah,
thematically it fits. Um,
I'm excited to see what the next set does. Uh, at third level, you get Wild Surge, the magical energy rolling inside you. Oh, that says roiling inside you. Sometimes erupts from you. When you enter your rage, roll on the wild magic table below to determine the magical effect produced. If the effect requires a saving throw, the DC equals 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus constitution modifier. On a D8, the first one is each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage. You also gain temporary hit points equal to 1d12 plus your Barbarian level. That is super strong.
Yeah.
2, you can teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space you can see. Until your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. That's really good for movement and getting the hell out of dodge or moving closer to someone. 3, an intangible spirit, which looks like a flump or a pixie, your choice. I would always want to do a flump. A flump is fucking awesome. I love flumps. I think I have a flump, like, little figure.
Flying pancakes are the best.
Yes. Appears within 5 feet of one creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you. At the end of your current turn, the spirit explodes. Never mind, I don't want to use a flump. And each creature within 5 feet of it must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 force damage until your rage ends. You can use this effect again, summoning another spirit on each of your turns as a bonus action. That is really sad. It's just, I was not expecting this ability at all. It's just, Jesus Christ. You're just using your Voltorb or Electro to cast Explosion or Self-Destruct, whatever the fuck it was.
Self-destruct.
That is so sad. And I wanted a flump to do this. That makes me sad.
Electrode, more like diode. Yeah, I made that joke while playing Pokemon, by the way, and I'm very proud of it. Yeah, during one of my I think, can you beat Pokemon Red, Fire Red with just a hair across? I think I made that joke.
Number 4, magic infuses one weapon of your choice that you are holding. Until your rage ends, the weapon's damage type changes to force, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet and a long range of 60 feet. The weapon leaves your hands. The weapon reappears in your hand at the end of your current turn, which is really cool. Or at the end of the current turn.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, the creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution. Number 6, till your rage ends, you are surrounded by multicolored protective lights. You gain a +1 bonus to your AC, and while within 10 feet of you, your allies gain the same benefit. 7, flowers and vines temporarily grow around you. Till your rage ends, the ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies. 8, a bolt of light shoots from your chest. Another creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d6 radiant damage and be blinded until the start of your next turn. Till your rage ends, you can use this effect again on each of your turns as a bonus action. They have a lot of good abilities in this chart.
This is fucking nasty. Like, I'm sure I looked at this before, but like I didn't have any interest in it because I don't like chaos. But like all of these are so good. Some of these are just downright nasty.
I really enjoyed, I think it was number 3 until I wanted a flump to explode.
Right. Like,
I was like, you get to summon a companion? This is awesome. And then I find out it dies.
The only one that is arguably underwhelming, not compared to everything else here, is 1. And that's because, you know, it is a D12 necrotic damage. You gain 10 hit points, so it's good all around regardless. But like, it's not like every turn it happens. So, you know, you want to be in a group of people and rage and then be like, do I get 1? Cool. Like, 2 is disgusting because, like, tactically, be like, boop, boop, sup, fuckers.
Smash. Yeah, you can easily just move around the battlefield really easily with that extra 30 foot of teleport speed.
And it's up to, so you don't have to teleport 30 feet. You can teleport 30 feet. So that's disgusting. The exploding pixie flump is sad, but it's, you know, it's a think of it more as a it's not even, you're not summoning a flump. You're summoning, you can even summon, like, it looks like a cartoonish flump that's just like inflating.
It's a rendition of what a 3-year-old might think is a flump.
Well, Well, no, it's like thinking like Pokemon when you have the substitution.
Yeah.
It's just a doll, or like when when Ditto is mimicking somebody else, like it's they look like them, but it has the weird eyes. Like it's the same. Like it's something's off about it. Like it's just like a um. Like, and I mean, and it's a D6, and you could blow it up, and it's each creature within 5 feet of it, so you can blow up, and it's force damage, which is one of the least resisted damages. Um, your weapon damage changing to force is disgusting because once again, least one of the least. I think it is the least resisted. Psychic might be the most or the most least resisted. I know that sounds weird, but um, although saying the least resisted is whenever somebody hits you, they take damage, like we established, and once again, it's force damage. Uh, the AC 6 is a solid because it's just a +1 AC, but it's allies too. So if people near you, like it's great because you're buffing your allies.
Yeah.
Because 1 point of AC, I would like the only thing that would make it better if it was also a bonus to like saving throws, like one +1 to AC and saving throws. But that may probably make it too good. 7, that means enemies probably are staying near you. So once again, is your job being the person up front, and it does specify for your enemies, so your allies can move around in it just fine. The vines move out of the way for your allies, but you're up there in the front. Somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna chase after the rogues," like dipping, and they leave, and then some enemies like, "I'm chasing after them," be like, "No, you're not, vines." Like you're Jumanjiing the shit out of it. Um,
Supposed to expect you to bring up Jumanji.
yeah, well, this is
It
I
works.
and then I mean, 8 isn't terrible. I mean, it's once again it's a little underwhelming, but it's a saving throw, so it's not even that you have to attack them. You're just bonus action. You're just showing them your boobs, and they're taking radiant damage. Your massive pectoral muscles of your barbarianness. Yeah, no, this is a disgusting third level ability, which is good because the other one was kind of meh. Like I could detect magic up to proficiency modifier times per day. Okay, so can
It's
I.
really useful.
So can I. I could cast it as a cantrip or a
This
ritual.
is a
Uh,
really fun and good
yeah,
third.
it's really strong and it is random. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. That's probably why they have it as a level 3 ability is because like yeah, it's some of them are powerful. Like some of them are good, some of them are okay. Like but it's random.
Random. Uh, at 6th level, you get bolstering magic. You can harness your wild magic to bolster yourself or a companion. As an action, you can touch one creature, which can be yourself, and confer one of the following benefits of your choice to that creature. One, for 10 minutes, that creature can roll a d3, which is the first time I've ever seen a d3, uh, whenever making an attack roll or an ability check, and add the number rolled to the d20 roll. The second ability, or second one, roll a d3. The creature regains one expended spell slot, the level of which equals the number rolled or lower, the creature's choice. Once a creature receives a benefit, the creature can't receive it again until after a long rest. You can take this a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus and regain all expended uses when you finish a long rest. This is actually the first time I've ever seen a D3 implemented in this way, in general, actually.
Right. I would say the only
Or,
thing I don't like about this, because this is a good ability, the only thing I don't like about it is that it's long rest. I think it should be a short rest because the one that would be broken is the second one, the regaining spell slots, but it already states that a creature can't benefit from this again
yeah,
so you're already limiting that to a long rest anyway. So I think make it a short rest so that Because
At least
like if
everything else could be used.
because I mean it's a D3. It's not like you're adding 3. You could add 1, 2, 3. Funny enough, saying 1, 2, 3 also is the number, but also the range because it's 1, 2, 3, but also 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Um, Words are funny. But it's like a lesser whatever that spell is, bless, I think.
Yeah, bless is 1d4.
Right, it's a lesser bless. It's a blesser, as it were. Um, uh, and it's only for 10 minutes. Like I think that spell is, I think, only a minute. Like I don't know. That's the only negative I see about this is it being a long rest. I think if you're already limiting it to proficiency bonus and you're limiting the one that could be considered broken, being the second one, but you're already limiting it so your casters can't benefit from this from a long unless until you take a long rest anyway, which is when they get all their slots back anyway. So I would make it a short rest. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Because if you're getting to the point where if you're the GM and you're allowing your players to take short rests all the time, then that's kind of slowing down the game anyway. So like it's going to get overused. It's going to be boring. So they're probably not going to be like, oh, but it's good because you're like, all right, I've level 6, you have 3 uses of it. You're like, they're about to pick a lock and you don't want to waste a spell slot. You're like, all right, cool. I got you, buddy. I believe in you. The universe believes in you. You're like, okay, calm the fuck down. Like, fuck, the universe does believe in me. No, I like this. I would if somebody played this in my game, I would make it a short rest. That's it. That's the only thing I would change. Because I don't think it's powerful enough to justify it being only a long rest. I think short or long rest, just because that's an additional. Like I said, it's a D3. It's
Yeah, it's not much.
It's not a D8. It's not a D12. It's not add a D20. Like it's not. It's a D3. What?
It's not even a D4.
Right. And it's not a guaranteed 3 either. It's 1, 2, or 3. So it's already limiting.
Yeah, I agree. At 10th level, you get Unstable Backlash. When you are imperiled during your rage, the magic within you can lash out. Immediately after you take damage or fail a saving throw while raging, you can use your reaction to roll on the wild magic table and immediately produce the effect rolled. The effect replaces your current wild magic effect. I think that's pretty neat.
Yeah. Now it makes sense why the initial ability is so strong.
Yeah.
Because 10 and 14 are kind of meh. You're kind of all banking on the magic surge, kind of like wild magic sorcerers.
So it revolves around that pretty much. I'll see.
For the
I
most
never
part.
used wild magic sorcerer. So
I like this because I think this is kind of mediocre, middle of the road. But I like it because if you have an effect and you don't want that effect anymore, it allows you to effectively change it.
It does.
Every time, because if you're getting mobbed by stuff, then if there's a mob of enemies, then maybe you want exploding flumps to do some AoE damage, or maybe you're in too much. Maybe there's you need to escape. You get hit. You're like, all right, maybe I'll get the teleport ability, or so maybe you don't like what you have.
You have a literal 1/8 chance to get what you want.
Right. So it's especially with the level 14 ability, but it's like I said, it's fine. It's a level 10 ability. They're all kind of all right,
meh
for the most part.
At level 14, you get English controlled surge. Whenever you roll on the wild magic table, you can roll the die twice and choose which of the 2 effects to unleash. Which of the 2? Okay. If you roll the same number on both dice, you can ignore the number and choose any effect on the table. That part.
Right. That's why I'm
Like
saying that's
Apple.
so. I it's this subclass starts real strong and then
Yeah,
kind of
and then it just
taper,
gradually weakens.
and then 6 ability is pretty solid, but could be better. Unstable backlashes, all right, and then controlled surges. Yeah, it's not terrible, but like it really is banking wholeheartedly on the one ability that it gets. Like it's all of its eggs are in the one wild magic basket. Um, so I mean, I do like the ability to choose or one of the two dice that you rolled, or if you roll doubles, then you get to pick anything. So it's um, I would almost rather I don't know, maybe
This started off really good, and
it
then
is,
like it
yeah. It's See, this is one of those things that like um, if you were dipping into Barbarian for a couple levels, this would be a really fun subclass to dip into. It's not bad, and I'm not saying it's bad for anybody watching. I think it's a good subclass, and it's really strong right out the gate. But then, kind of all of its subsequent abilities are kind of meh. Um,
yeah, like it definitely shows up to itself like a
but
lot earlier. It's like it's like a bodybuilder who walks up and then starts like doing really cool things, and then as he's doing these things, he's obviously getting weaker because he's been doing them for a while, like working out, right? And at some point, you're not able to perform as well because you're already weak by that point. That's just
I,
an analogy.
I mean, it would be, yeah, it was a terrible analogy.
Yeah, I realized midway that that was completely stupid, and I was like,
I mean, not
doesn't make
quite,
any sense.
not quite dick in a blender. Nothing could be that good.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw that. That was funny as shit. I want to use that as a audio if you could somehow put that in.
I don't even know how I would do that.
I don't know either.
I'll figure it out. It would be really fun. I mean, you would. So if you were playing, it's a random character idea. If you were playing a level 20 character, ideally you would want to go all barbarian or all sorcerer. But what if you went 14 sorcerer, wild magic sorcerer, 6 wild magic barbarian? So whenever you cast spells, there's a chance of a wild magic surge, and every time you rage, there's a wild magic surge. Like if you're going to embrace the chaos. And it would just be, I think it'd be a lot of fun to just be running around and be like, "What's gonna happen? I don't fucking know." The only negative is that you lose out of a lot of strong sorcerer spells, but you get all of your sorcerer subclass abilities. So for wild magic. So yeah, like I said, it starts real strong and then tapers pretty quickly because level 10 is all right, and the level 14 is kind of meh. Like it just gives you the choice. I think it should be reworked a little bit. Maybe give it so that at level 10, uh, you you can choose. You roll, and then maybe at a higher level, like level 14 or level 16 or something, you roll 3d8, and if you roll at least two doubles, you can choose. Like it gives you a little bit more of a choice because the list. I mean, yeah, it's a way smaller list, so there's more likeliness that you're gonna roll and get to choose anyway. So I guess it doesn't matter. But like, I don't know, there it's the 10 and 14 abilities are all right. Like I said, I would change the level 6 ability to a short rest because an extra D3 isn't gonna make or break the bank. Because if it's high enough DC that they can't make it anyway, then I don't know. Like they'd have to roll a nat 20 and a 3 on the D3, that it's already going against them anyway. So why even bother rolling? So come up with some other idea. But no, it's all right. I'd probably put it like 5 or 6. It's not bad. It's real good up front. So if you're only dipping a couple levels into Barbarian, it's a real strong dip into Barbarian. So if you're fighter Barbarian or rogue Barbarian or cleric Barbarian or Barbarian Pfizer or
I love how you said Barbarian and like we're just trying to walk right past that because like I don't know why, but it stuck to me.
what Barbarian?
Yeah, it just made me think of like the cologne or perfume, whatever it is, Burberry.
Barbarian. I'm a barbarian.
I'm gonna wreck you.
I would like to rage. No, it's I it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not good either. Like I said, starts strong and then tapers real quick. Of the three we've done today, it's in the middle, so that's got it going for it. But it's competing against the Battlerager, which is kind of a mediocre subclass anyway. So it's
yeah.
But no, it's. I mean, Beast is by and far real strong. So maybe we should have done this one first and then Beast, because now we're going off of Beast, which is real strong, into this one, and we're like, I don't know. It's
but to be fair, we also technically started the Sword Coast one, so that's how I wanted to go through it, and it just happened to go alphabetically anyway, so it worked out.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. So all three are good in their own way. Some are better than others, but because I mean, like, even notice that this one has a thing where one of the options are you get hit and they take damage, which is very much like the level 14 ability of the Battlerager. So rework Battlerager. Maybe tweak mild magic a little bit. I don't know what would make it better. Maybe the level 10 ability, you merge 10 and 14, and then give it some other ability at 14. Like you get hit, you get to roll. I mean, the only positive is when you rage, you get to choose. You roll 2d8 and choose, or whenever you get hit, you roll 2d8 and choose. So you're flicking around the battlefield with a million different abilities. Well, 8, but oh, now I'm in this, now I'm in that, now I'm in this, now I'm in that, now I'm that again. Hooray! So
the hooray is pretty funny.
It's more consistent than wild magic surges for sorcerers, which I guess is good, but the abilities are less than 2, so it's I don't like I said, it's all right.
Beast was the best, definitely, out of the 3 that we just covered.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to rank them, it would probably be in the order that we did them, because at least no.
I was like, what are you talking about? No,
Battlerager was first. I was thinking Beast was first for a reason.
Yeah, Beast, wild magic, and then not even then, because I don't know. I feel like Battlerager and wild magic are kind of like Battlerager, like wild magic starts real strong and then dips, whereas Battlerager is kind of at least consistent in its mediocrity.
Yeah, but I honestly just like the wild magic one more because it just seemed
it's more fun. It's more fun. Well, it's arguably more fun. If you're playing a proper Battlerager where you're just running around punching stuff, grappling, shaking, you're just a walking blender. You're a blade tornado. Blade NATO. You could be a Sharknado. That's if you're a Triton. If you're a Triton Battlerager, you're a Sharknado.
It's even better if you're a lycanthrope because maybe you could actually turn into a shark at that point.
It's true. You have to be a were-shark.
Always made the joke that I'm going to make a character that turns into a were-trout. Don't know why. Just I find that funny.
You swim fast like Mercury. You're in charge of this. I was about to say you're in charge of this, buddy.
Yeah, no, I figured that. I was about to start that. Anyway, to end this video, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed this long video of the last 3 of the, at least what is currently out, of the Barbarian's Paths. Please leave a like and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed what we have done in this video and then what we are continuing to do. And see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Bye, Flump!
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And now you get to listen to the outro song. And that's the outro song. Yeah.